Hello, welcome back to part 3 of this exploration of the different kinds of scale systems. So in this section of the video, I'm going to talk about what I'm calling the Zack Wylde 3-note per string scale system. I read about this in a Guitar World or Guitar Player magazine, probably Guitar World magazine, many years ago. And I'm sure other people have used this, and as I go through this, you'll kind of see the beauty of this scale system. It offers a lot of different possibilities. So if you look at the PDF underneath the description of the video, so I'm going to start off with D Lydian. So this system kind of follows across the pentatonic boxes, so it's very guitar friendly. So you'll say it follows out. This one here, D Lydian, follows across D major pentatonic, and the F sharp note is doubled on strings 2 and 3. So that's kind of the basic idea of this system. You'll have a doubling of the note, and you'll see how that's going to work out. And sometimes it's going to work out in your favor. Sometimes you're going to have to stretch a little bit more. Okay, so let's do this one. So D, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D. So once again, D major 7, D major 7, sharp 11. Okay, so D, D, then you have D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp double, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. Right, okay, so I'll give you just kind of one quick example of how this might be helpful. Like, let's say you did like a melodic sequence, like. See how that kind of seems like it fits together, and you kind of get your. And so on. So, how about one more? So that's kind of one example of that. Okay, so then below that I have minor and major pentatonics. Okay, so you can extract these minor pentatonics out of any of the previous patterns, but I thought because this kind of went across the fingerboard, I thought we can get some good ones. So B minor pentatonic or D major pentatonic, D, B, A, F sharp, E, D. So either as a B minor pentatonic or D major pentatonic. Okay, the next measure, so F sharp minor or A major pentatonic, A, F sharp, E, C sharp, B, A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp, A. Okay, so minor, B, F sharp minor. Or A major. Okay, and then C sharp minor or E major. These are all the diatonic minor and major pentatonics, or in the key of A. So E, C sharp, B, G sharp, F sharp, E. C sharp minor or E major. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do with that particular one, the Lydian. Lydian isn't something that I use a lot in my own playing. Okay, so now going on to D Ionian. So once again, you have this G sharp is going to G, and this particular system, the Zack Wylde 3-note per string, you're going to be kind of going right across the box. So there's no shifting involved. Okay, so D, C sharp, B, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, and then I'm resolving down here because of my dropped D. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So once again, so you have different places to play. Different places to play those. I'll just do a quick tangent here. So in the introductory notes, I talk about how if you take, you can pull out some modal pentatonics and some arpeggio. So not necessarily in particular order. So right here you have a B minor 7th arpeggio, B, D, F sharp, A. Okay. Then you also have G major, since you're in the key of D, G major 7th modal pentatonic, F sharp, G sharp, F sharp, G, A, C sharp, D. So since it's the 4 chord, major 7. That's G major 7th modal pentatonic with the Lydian. Okay, and then you also have D major 7th modal pentatonic, D, C sharp, A, G, F sharp. All right, so modal pentatonic. So just very briefly, modal pentatonic you can think of as the arpeggio plus the 4 of that mode, of that chord, the diatonic mode, or you can think of it as the mode with the 2nd and 6th removed. So modal pentatonics, you can look those up. I first learned about those years and years ago on a website called I Breathe Music. I think it was some GIT people, and they talk about these modal pentatonics, but they're very useful. So you can pull a lot of things out of these patterns. Okay. So moving on to what's on the sheet here. So E minor pentatonic, I'm going to pull out of here, D, B, A, G, E, D. That's the first measure, D, E, G, A, B, D. So E minor. Okay, and it's also G major. Okay, next B minor, D major, D, A, F sharp, E, D, B, A, just kind of right out of the box. A, B, D, E, G. So B minor. Or D major. Okay, F sharp minor and A major. E, C sharp, B, A, F sharp, E, F sharp, A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp minor, or A major. Okay, that's good on that. So I might dive a little bit deeper on some of these other ones. Yeah, I think in this one I will. Okay, so that's a D Ionian with the Zack Wylde. Okay, so now we're moving on to a D Mixolydian, Zack Wylde. So once again, yeah, I'm playing out of this D major B minor pentatonic because that's kind of one of the scale positions out of regular old G major. Okay, so here we go, D C B, A G F sharp, double F sharp E D, C B A, G F sharp E, up the scale D, E F sharp G, A B C, D E F sharp. Notice how your hand is staying in position, but you just have to get used to the stretches. E F sharp G A, C D, B C D. All right, so let's say you wanted to do like a kind of a sequence. So that's kind of coming around a D7 chord. So you can use it for different kind of creative fingering patterns. Okay, so the F sharp is doubled here. Okay, I'm not going to bother to pull out any Modal pentatonics there. Okay, so then I have the A minor, E minor, B minor, and then also major pentatonic, and I have the note here, Hendrix double stops. So let's just go, so A minor, C major pentatonic, D, C, A, G, E, D, D, E. All right, that's A minor or C major. Okay, next measure, E minor, G major, A, G, E, D, B, A, B, D, E, G, E. Or G major. Okay, and then one more, so then B minor, D major, E, D, B, A, F sharp, E. So that's a very sort of convenient pattern there. Okay, so now I'll talk about these Hendrix double stops. So first measure, so you have the Hendrix, right? So the hammering on the A, and then hammering on the E. So C major, all right, for the C. Okay, then the next one, so you have hammer on D to E. Double stop out of the G chord, and then the next one, E, D. So you have, right, those are the hammering on the A, B. Right, so let's say I had a G chord. The C chord. D chord, right, very typical kind of things that you hear. C chord. Now the beauty of all this stuff, it's all movable too. So if I had G chord, F chord, and so on, as I can move these around. So Hendrix double stops. All right, so now we're going on to Dorian. Okay, so we're just going to, okay, so here I decided to go to, so since we're now in minor, so now we're doing D minor pentatonic blues, you know, the blues box, D minor pentatonic blues box. And then just to add in the extra 2 notes of this guy, I just changed up the template pattern, D, E, F, E, D, C, B, A, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, up the pattern D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, E, D. Right, so once again, you can kind of okay, then we have a minor pentatonic, so D, okay, so then for the minor pentatonic, I'm going to come down to here, because I thought they laid on the guitar a little bit better. D, C, A, G, F, D, D. Okay, I'll just go do them straight first. A, G, E, D, C, A, E, C. And then E, E minor, third measure. Right, and then I just like being able to take these patterns and then just throwing in the flat at 5th, A minor, and the E minor. Right, blues scale. Right, and then also throwing in the major 7th. Right, so there's the major 7th there, and the A minor. All right, a lot of classic rock stuff, you know, has that sound, and then the E minor. All right, and then all those kind of blues licks. Page, those kind of things. All right, and then major pentatonic. Right, and then you also have the major pentatonic there, which I won't go on a tangent there. So I just wanted to talk about the minors there. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of a minor blues with these. So A minor, D minor. Just go off a little tangent here. I don't have anything planned here. Simple, well, minor blues, and then I just kind of stretched out the form a little bit, so I took some liberties there. Okay, moving on to D Aeolian, key of F. So once again, so in the key of D, you have the D minor, key of F, you have the D minor, natural minor, and D minor pentatonic. So I think that's kind of the beauty of what Zack Wylde is doing here with this pattern, is he can kind of go across the pentatonic and then add in whatever colors he wants. Okay, so as written, D, E, F, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E, D. So obviously if I wasn't in the drop D tuning, then the F, E, D would just be right here. So D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A, double, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, E, D. So there's all kind of convenient patterns here. Like I say in the general notes, like for example, here's your G minor 9 arpeggio, G minor 7, G, B flat, D, F, or G minor 9, G, B flat, D, F, A. Right, and then with the, like, let's say I wanted to do C, E, G, B flat, D. So there's a good reason to to not shift down the E here to stretch C, E, G, B flat, D, C minor, C dominant 9 arpeggio, G minor, C, and then it goes up to there. Okay, so that was a couple of things there. Okay, and then so minor pentatonic. So I'm going back to here. So D, C, B flat, G, F, D, G minor, or B flat major, D minor, F major, A, G, F, D, C, A, D minor, or F major, and then A minor, C major, E, D, C, A, G, E, G, E. Okay, I think that's all I'll do with that one. Okay, so D Phrygian. This is, once again, going across this D minor pentatonic blues box. D, E flat, F, E flat, D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E flat, D, E flat, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, E flat, D. Okay, a lot of things you can do there. Minor pentatonic, C minor, E flat major, and we also have these Hendrix double stops here. So I'm going back to, I'm staying in this position. F, E flat, C, B flat, G, F. C minor or E flat major, G minor or F, B flat major, C, B flat, G, F, D, C. And then D minor, F major. So there's that same pattern from before. G, F, D, C, A, G for the D minor. Okay, so then your Hendrix double stops, this would be E flat minor, hammer on the C, and then hammering on from the second to the third. That's going to be for your E flat. Oh, yeah, we happen to be in the key of Wind Cries Mary. Nice. Okay, so then C, B. So this is going to be a B flat chord, and then off of the B flat chord, and then this is going to be off of the F chord. Right. So, and you hear all these sounds in Wind Cries Mary. Those are very, very convenient places to play those licks. All right, let's do, okay, Locrian. I guess that's supposed to be the last one, so I'll just end up on this one here. Locrian isn't something that I use a lot. I'm just trying to be thorough in my presentation. So notice I say D minor pentatonic approximately. You have to add that note. Some of you sometimes see players will talk about that. They'll do a blues box and then they'll substitute the flat of 5 for 5. Not something I use a lot, but I'm just doing it here just because of the Zack Wylde system. So what's going to happen here? You're going to have the A flat here, and you're also going to have it here. So you're coming from the key of E flat. So I'll play through the scale: D, E flat, F, E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, D. Back up the scale: D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, E flat, D, C, F, E flat, D. All right, and then I'll pull out some minor pentatonics here. So F minor, A flat, F, E flat, C, B flat, A flat, F. Okay, then C minor, C, B flat, G, F, E flat, C. Okay, and then G minor, G, F, D, C, B flat, G, B flat, C, D, F. Right, and then so those are also they have a relative major there. So then if you wanted to, you could throw in the flatted fifth here. So let's see where. So add flatted fifth. All right, that's for the F minor. So the flat 5, F minor, and then for the C minor. For the G minor, C minor with the flat of fifth, and then the F minor. Okay, and then I'll also throw in the major 7. So these are just chromatic passing notes. Right, you've heard that a million times. It's any classic rock, blues rock. Okay, then C minor. And then G minor. F minor. Okay. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. I'll probably just do like just a little C minor improvisation, or C minor blues improvisation. Okay, so I am planning on doing some kind of modal vamps, and that was kind of how this whole thing started off. I was going to do scales and vamps together, but the whole thing just I kept on discovering different things I wanted to do with some of these modal pentatonics and extracting out the pentatonics, and then exploring all the different, the caged, the 3-note per string, and then the Zack Wylde 3-note per string scale, which I think is kind of interesting. There's a lot of guitar-esque things you can do with that, with your stretches and adding different notes in different places depending on what kind of sound you have. Okay, so we'll end off C minor pentatonic, F minor, G minor, doing a C minor blues. Okay, thanks for listening and watching.